There were more than 22,000 DWI arrests in Minnesota just last year. Officers say that's just a fraction of those hitting the roads impaired, but a Robbinsdale officer is one of many working to change that. Reporter Emily Haugen introduces us to Robbinsdale's own DWI All-Star Enforcer.
Across intersections and crosswalks, it's an officer's job to keep a sharp eye on the roads.
Early mornings, late nights, they all count.
It's a driver's job to choose to travel safely. Sergeant Josh Heasley's specialty is spotting those who don't.
Sergeant Heasley really has a knack for finding impaired drivers.
Okay. It can be easy to spot, and it's, in my opinion, such a silly thing to do.
Heasley works the night shift.
The time where I've typically found my most impaired drivers is between about 11 and 2 or 3 a.m.
In 2022, he caught 69 impaired drivers.
There's a lot of clues, if you will. It just depends how close you want to monitor and pay attention to, which I try to do very closely.
There are some people that just have that gift.
And this year, he was honored for it as one of the top DWI enforcers in the state.
I didn't get into this job looking for accolades, but it's nice to be recognized.
It's not his first time as a DWI All-Star.
We went out and really got after it, to say the very least.
Heasley was also honored after 2018 with 115 arrests.
It was very rewarding just to see that amount of impaired drivers were able to take off the road, and it's also kind of sad because there's also that many impaired drivers on the road taking that chance.
Yeah.
Captain John Elder says Heasley's focus is an essential piece of the force.
We want to build everybody to the skill set that Sergeant Heasley has.
And Heasley says,
Oh, interesting.
It's a passion for good.
And you see the kind of the damage that can cause to not only the innocent folks that get crashed into, but the lives and how they're interrupted as well.
Making stops to save lives. In Robbinsdale, Emily Haugen, CCX News.
A Crystal traffic officer was also recognized this week for getting impaired drivers off the streets. During a single patrol shift, Andrew Robles arrested 4 impaired drivers. The Minnesota Office of Traffic Safety, who honored him this week, called it truly life-saving police work. Prosecutors have charged a Robbinsdale teen in connection with a Golden Valley home invasion and robbery. 18-year-old Jahan Lynch was charged this week by a nationwide warrant. According to prosecutors, Lynch was at a relative's home in Golden Valley in late August. Police allege he briefly left and returned with 3 armed and masked robbers. They duct taped the homeowner's hands, legs, and mouths before threatening the victims. They stole more than $100,000 in valuables, including 8 puppies and a Dodge Challenger. The Golden Valley Crime Prevention Fund awarded a scholarship to a student with plans to enter the law enforcement field.
We feel scholarships are critical to help address our future need for law enforcement type careers.
Jesse Bloom of Big Fork, Minnesota, received a $2,500 scholarship on Thursday. Bloom is a student at Bemidji State University. After college, she hopes to become a probation officer in the Leech Lake Reservation area. She'd also like to work with children. Her mother's law enforcement career inspired her to enter the field.
So I just want to make sure that kids know that it's safe and they can talk with law enforcement when needed.
The Golden Valley Crime Prevention Fund also offers rewards for tipsters that help solve crimes. A new concept in Maple Grove mixes 2 areas seeing incredibly fast growth: pickleball and craft beer.
3.
Pints and Paddle celebrated its grand opening Thursday. Located by the Maple Grove Target south of Highway 610, the facility features 10 indoor pickleball courts and a state-of-the-art self-serve tap room and restaurant that overlooks the courts. The owners say the concept is a first for the Twin Cities.
Really the combination of bringing the two together is we didn't want to have people really feel like, oh, if I don't play pickleball, I can't go there. So we come in and you'll see you can be on the tap room side, you can kind of get glimpses of pickleball, but you can be in there playing trivia and you wouldn't even know pickleball is going on, and I think that's what sets us apart.
Pints and Paddle offers more than 70 beer taps, seltzer, cider, and wine, as well as a menu from Malone's Bar and Grill. Finally, this segment, amazing artists, including a painter who you wouldn't believe started learning her craft in retirement. Dustin Scholl takes us to the Robbin Gallery for the latest exhibit in today's Weekend Showcase.
The name of the show is Seek the Story. It's nice to go to each piece and then try to figure out what the painting is telling you. I hope that everyone will enjoy that.
Here I use golden paint to catch the colors. And because it is a half face, I decided to make a portrait of him.
It is photorealism or a little bit of classical French drawing. It's not often that you see this type of paintings. I draw from life a lot. In fact, I enjoy doing portraits. That's my #1 desire, to do portraits.
I painted everything what I like, what impressed me. I don't have any education about painting. I'm completely self-taught. I started after my retirement at 60.
We have similar styles, so it's exciting to get to know her and to do this together.
I love details. This one is from Lake Superior.
I've always been an artist. My mom taught me how to draw a real person at age 5, so I went from stick figure to, drawing a real person. And that just bolstered my way through my life. Since then, I knew I'd want to be an artist. It has a hometown feel to it. I like that. It's a great gallery. I like the group that's here, the artists that come. Something for everyone at the show. So I hope that you come. I hope that you enjoy it. It's free to the public. You'll find something that you'll love here at Robbins Gallery.
The Seek the Story exhibit is on display through October 1st.
Maple Grove was a top 10 preseason pick in Class 4A volleyball. The Crimson entered Thursday night's home and Northwest Suburban Conference opener with a 1-1 record.
The Crimson on their home court hosting the Centennial Cougars Thursday night. First set, the dig and pass from Ava Rail to Audrey Waterman, who sets it for Amelia Seward for the kill, and an early 6-2 Maple Grove lead. McKinley Hartle passes to Annika Olsen, and the back set by Olsen to Waterman for the swing and kill. Crimson are up 11-3. And they close out the set here. Abby Boltice attacks from the left side, and the Cougars can't return it. Maple Grove goes up on Centennial 1-0 with a 25-13 set 1 win. The Crimson feature a number of players who can attack this year. Riley Orrick with a kill as the Crimson break a 5-5 tie in the second set. Later, it's Olsen to Waterman, who scores again. Maple Grove leads 20-16 and goes on to win set 2, 25-18. Third set, the attack comes from the middle. Orrick with another kill, and the Crimson are ahead 3-1. Waterman sets the ball to Avery Quam for a kill. The Crimson lead in a closer third set. Olsen catches the Cougars off guard here and scores with a setter dump. And Waterman ends the match with an ace serve as Maple Grove wins set 3, 25-20. The Crimson are now 2-1 and play this weekend at the Southwest Minnesota Challenge in Marshall.
The Armstrong boys soccer team finished second in the Northwest Suburban Conference last season, but the Falcons are off to a slow start this fall. Meanwhile, Park Center was playing well coming into their matchup with Armstrong Thursday night.
Only meeting of the season between the Pirates and the Falcons on Armstrong's home pitch. Just over 2 minutes into the match, Armstrong's number 7, James Handler, gets to the loose ball and kicks it off the hands of the goalie and in, and it's quickly 1-0 Falcons. 4 minutes later, the long pass is onside to Nathan Orr. He passes to Handler, who blasts it into the open Pirates net, and Armstrong leads 2-0. But Park Center doesn't take long to respond. Great passing, Titus Lay to Jack Silman, and then to Adahir Brito Salgado, who taps it in, and the Pirates are on the board. About a minute later, Johanzo Camacho with a great crossing pass to Isaac Nikpo, who redirects it in for a goal. 4 goals in the first 9 minutes of the match, and it's tied at 2. Final seconds of the first half, Armstrong goalie Easton Basic comes up with a huge diving stop to keep the match tied. There's no scoring the rest of the way, and this one ends in a 2-2 draw.
The Totino-Grace girls soccer team was at home Thursday night, taking on Champlin Park in a conference matchup. Ches Moots has the highlights.
Champlin Park and Totino-Grace both scored early goals in the first half to make it a 1-1 game. The Rebels' Sophie Blanchett with a sidestep and shot on goal, but she's turned aside by Kaylin Cantwell. After halftime, the Eagles look to take the lead now. Alana Engum with the right foot strike, but right into the arms of goalkeeper Sophia Lehman. In the 55th minute, TG finally came up with a big play. Sophomore midfielder Zaylee Streeper splits two defenders, centers the ball, it gets bounced around a bit, and then ends up with Mackenzie Keene, who sends it to the back of the net. Eagles take the lead 2-1. Just 2 minutes later, TG with another scoring opportunity. Engum on the free kick, great placement, one bounce, and off the head of Grace Cruz. Totino-Grace goes on to get the win 3-1. In Fridley, Chaz Moots, CCX Sports.
That's all for sports. More at CCX News after this.
Find more prep sports games and highlights at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.
After 15 years of smoking, Eva Marie quit. There's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking, now start screening. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.